Hey there, Heather Ho, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you back to the Stone Cold Hockey Best on Best tournament involving the 11 seasons of Stone Cold Hockey for the NHL and 3 teams for each season. So as you can see, we've had some eliminations, we had some Game 3s, and we have some Game 3s to be played. If we look down the report, I'll give a full credited report afterwards, but let's go to Game 3s. First off, we have Edmonton versus Vegas. Mikko Koskinen versus Logan Thompson. So those two teams go with what they want. Well, there was Mike Smith and Stuart Skinner for the 2022 Oilers, but they go with Koskinen. Vegas could have gone with Aiden Hill or Laurent Brosson or even Jonathan Quick or Yuri Patera, but they would go with Logan Thompson. Here in Vegas, because Vegas won a Stanley Cup, they are the favorite, and they have the Game 3 advantage. The others have Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Evander Kane, Keller Yamamoto, Jesse Purarvi, Evan Bouchard, Warren Fogle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Derek Ryan, Daryl Nurse, Ryan McLeod, Tyson Berry, Zach Kassian, Cody Ceci, Devin Shore, Brendan Perlini, Chris Russell, Brad Kulak, Colton Sivard, Duncan Keith, Kyle Turris, Philip Broberg, William Legason, and Slater Kriokek. The Knights have Jonathan Marchessault, Jack Eichel, Riley Smith, Mark Stone, Chandler Stevenson, Michael Amato, William Carrier, William Carlson, Bill Kessel, Nicola Waugh, Paul Carter, Alex Pietrangelo, Shea Theodore, Keegan Kolskar, Pavel Dordrev, Ivan Barbashev, Brad Howden, Zach Whitecloud, Nicholas Haig, Alex Martinez, Ben Hutton, Daniel Mironov, Terry Blueger, Brady McNabb, and Caden Korczak. So that's what we have here. 3 minutes into the first period, teams deliver a hit. 6 minutes later, Vegas Carrier, nope. And 5 minutes later, the Oilers will get penalized. Connor McDavid for 2 minutes, of all people. Chance for Vegas, William Karlsson. No. Another chance. Steer! Power play goal, Riley Smith is second. For Martinez and Stone. It's 1-0 Vegas. Near the end of the first period, Vegas with another chance. Cotter, no. And Vegas has a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. Much later in the second period. And the penalty on Vegas, it is Nick Hague for 2 minutes, the native of Kitchener. Edmonton Rescue! Ryan McLeod. Brutal goal he scores from Connor and Ceci. So it's 1-1. 2 minutes later. And penalty, Kassian with the hit, but Kassian with the penalty. So Vegas has a chance to take the lead. And those will go back to the PK. Whitecloud got hurt by Hyman. And they take advantage this time. It's Chandler Stevenson. His first goal of the series from Jack Eichel makes it 2-1 Vegas. Way later, Vegas will go to the PK. It's Kessel who will go to the box. Oilers advance to tie. They do. Ryan McLeod, his second of the night. Second power play goal of the night from Kassian. It's 2-2. And the prophecy is true. With 2 minutes left, it's in this game. It's 2-2 after 2. And McLeod has 2. 6 minutes later. Shotskill! Draisaitl! From Purarvi and Nugent-Hopkins. It's 3-2 Edmonton. Then 2 minutes later. Vegas, PK, Shea Theodore for 2 minutes. Can Edmonton capitalize? They sure can! Draisaitl, his second goal of the period, makes it 4-2 from Purarvi and Keith. And it looks good for Edmonton. Vegas trying to do something. Kosar, no. Edmonton delivers a hit. Now we got empty net opportunities now. And the Oilers get the puck, and Dreisaitl's down the ice. He's got a natural hat trick from Keefe and Bouchard. And the Edmonton Oilers go into Vegas and shock the 2023 Stanley Cup champions 5-2 and will move on in this tournament. Edmonton was not even the runner-up in 2022. They got in as a good third-place team. Nice job by the Oilers. 5 power play goals in this game. And there were 6 penalties. The only penalty, Hyman's penalty, was the only one that, was the only one that didn't have a power play goal attached to it. Everything else was a power play attached to it. Well, 6 minors and 5 penalties. 5 power play goals. You know there was one. They didn't have that one. So big win for Koskinen over Logan Thompson. Draisaitl with the hat trick. McLeod with 2 goals. Nicely done. Smith and Stevenson for Vegas, but Edmonton wins 5-2. And so that means the number 9 team is out. Now let's go to number 11. Let's go to another Edmonton team, the 06 team against Carolina. It's strange how the dice roll had these two teams go bump against each other. It's Martin Gerber and Dwayne Rolison. Who will get the call? As either could have been Cam Ward, but Gerber. And then Rolison, is that I know that could have been Mark or Conklin, or even Mike Morrison, but Rolison was brought in for this purpose. So anyway, Edmonton has Ryan Smith, Rafi Torres, Sean Horkoff, Jared Stahl, Alex Hemsky, Bernardo Pisani, Marc-Andre Bergeron, Chris Pronger, Ethan Morrow, Mike Pekka, Steve Stales, Radek Dvorak, your son's Spacek, Sergei Samsonov, Todd Harvey, Jason Smith, Igor Ulanov, George Larocque, Dick Tarnstrom, Ren Murray, and Matt Green. The Canes have Eric Stahl, Justin Williams, Rod Brindamore, Eric Cole, Matt Cullen, Corey Stillman, Ray Whitney, Kevin Adams, Craig Adams, Frederick Caberlet, Aaron Ward, Andrew Ladd, Brad Hennigan, Doug Wade. Really? He has a fast check. Nick Moline, Mark Recchi, Nicholas Nordstrom, Oleg Tverdovsky, Mike Commodore, Andrew Hutchinson, Anton Bobchek, Glenn Wesley, that guy, and Chad LaRose. Anyway, here we go. 4 minutes in. A chance for Hemsky? No. 5 minutes later. As for the Canes skier, Brendan Moore, the fitness freak, his first in the series from Warren Williams. And Carolina takes the 1-0 lead. 4 minutes later. Carolina will get penalized. It's Frederick Caberlet. Well, there's a chance, and they get it right off the bat. Horkoff, his first of the series from Smith and Stales. Makes it 1-1. And then much later, close to the end of the first period, nothing. Last play of the period. There's a chance. Not happening. Horkoff tried for a second of the period. We are tied at 1. Brindamore for Carolina, Horkoff for Edmonton. So that's great. Early in the second period, chance for Carolina, you got it. Justin Williams, his first of the series from Stalin Stillman. Now Eric Stahl, that is. So Justin Williams makes it 2-1. Mr. Game 7. Well, this is a deciding game though too. 3 minutes later, Edmonton will get penalized. And will be Pisani for 2 minutes. Carolina to take advantage. Yes, certainly do. Kevin Adams scores a big goal, his second of the series from Whitney and Cullen. Makes it 3-1 Carolina. 2 minutes later. Oh, there's a big chance and Smith scores. Ryan Smith, his fourth of the series from Hemsky and Samsonov, makes it 3-2. Closing in. 5 minutes later. Carolina to Williams? No. 3 minutes later. There's an injury, and Carolina will take a big penalty. Commodore for 2 minutes. Oilers chance Pekka? No. Segment killed. And Edmonton will have a long flight ahead of themselves. They're down 3-2 after 2 as Carolina got goals by Williams and Adams. Smith for Edmonton. 4 minutes later. Carolina Oilers, and that's going to be Pekka. Will the Bucks, can Carolina take advantage? Yes, they do. Stahl, his third in the series from Cole and Colin. So Eric Stahl looking good, 4-2. Carolina scores! Brandon Moore, his second of the night. Makes it 5-2 from Whitney and Frederick. So Carolina looks pretty good. Edmonton will yank Rollison. Put Ty Conklin in the net. Why not? 6 minutes later. Carolina gets another one of the down penalties. Justin Williams. Can Edmonton capitalize this time? Harkov? Nope. Segment killed. This game is pretty much out of everyone's hands. And Eric Stahl got 5-minute major, but there's only 1 minute left. Edmonton cannot score to end the game, and Carolina will win this series 2-1 and will win this game 5-2. A big win. Gerber doing his job in the nets. As Harkov and Smith did score for Edmonton, but Brandon Moore scored 2. Williams, Adams, and Brandon Moore scored 2. Williams, Adams, and Stahl scored. And the Carolina Hurricanes will survive 5-2. Now on to Game 3 of the Battle of Florida between Tampa Bay and Florida. The 2022 Stanley Cup runners-up Lightning against the 23 Stanley Cup runners-up. It will be Vasilevsky and Spencer Knight going toe-to-toe. The Panthers could have gone with Bobrovsky or Lyon. Tampa could have gone with Elliott Legacy or Almfeld, but they need to go for best on best. Florida has Carter Verhaeghe, Matt Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart, Alex Barkov, Eetu Luostarinen, Brandon Montour, Sam Bennett, Eric Stahl, speaking of Eric Stahl, Gustav Forsling, Anton Lundell, Ryan Lomberg, Nick Cousins, Colin White, Josh Mahura, Mark Stahl, Radek Gudas, Anthony Duclair, Rudolph Bowser, Zach Delp, Chris Tierney, Matt Kiersted, Giovanni Smith, Kitchener, Patrick Hornquist, and Grigory Dzesenko. Panthers will face Tampa's with Stamkos, Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov, Alex Killorn, Russ Colton, Victor Hedman, Corey Perry, Andre Palat, Anthony Sinelli, Pat Maroon, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, Miguel Sergachev, Nick Paul, Ryan McDonough, Brendan Hagel, Jan Ruda, Zach Bogosian, Alex Baraboulet, Callian Foote, Boris Kachuk, Eric Cernak, and Guy Fortier. Here we go. 2 minutes into the first. Tampa scores! Maroon, a second from Kucherov and Perry. Makes it 1-0 Tampa. And then Tampa will get penalized. Killorn, not a good idea after your team scored first. And that's why Carter Verhaeghe, his 5th of the postseason from Bennett. He is the reason why Florida is in this series in the first place, I think. 4 minutes later. An injury, and Tampa will get penalized. Cirelli for 2. And Montour scores! Brandon Montour. Beautiful goal by him from Denisenko and Kachuk. And it's 2-1 Panthers. 5 minutes later. And, oh man, Vasilevsky's losing his touch. And Panther loses their marbles, a penalty on Maroon. Panthers, Barkov, no. And Bennett tried, but nothing doing. And the Panthers have a 2-1 lead on Tampa headed into the second period. Goals by Verhaeghe, Montour for Florida, Maroon for Tampa. Early in the second period, Stamkos had a shot at it, missed. And later on, Kucherov, And Tampa goes back to the PK, Kachuk for 2 minutes. Sam Reinhart, no. Barkov, no. 5 minutes later. Enter scored! Matthew Kachuk, the big boy. His goal from Ekblad and Verhaeghe, who finally gets an assist this series. It's 3-1 Florida. And that will be the score headed into period number 3. The 22 Lightning, who were looking for a three-peat, but lost the final against the 23 Panthers team that shocked a lot of people by taking out Boston in the first round and getting to the Stanley Cup Finals in the first place. 5 minutes in, Florida finally goes on the PK. It's Gudas for 2 minutes. Corey Perry, no. Segman killed. 4 minutes later. Chance for the Panthers, Kachuk, no. And 5 minutes later. And he scores! Savelli, his second one here. And Killorn and Palat makes it 6-1. 6-1, sorry. 3-2. Now it's time for the empty net. And score! Hedman! The big boy wearing 77 from Kucherov and Stamkos. And don't go away, we're not done yet. And we go to overtime in this deciding game, 3-3. Just take a look at the box score right now. Florida had a 3-1 lead after 2 periods, but couldn't hold on as Cirelli and Hedman scored. Well, Maroon scored too. Verhaeghe, Montour, and Kachuk. Who will be the overtime hero? 2 minutes in. Ready to point. Jet skill! Overtime heroics! Andre Palat from Stamkos, and Tampa wins on prolongation. Florida had it right in their hands and they botched it. Palat with the winning goal in overtime. What a win. Florida thought they had it, but they had the third period lead for 15 minutes and it looked good. But Cirelli and Hedman with big goals. Palat scored, and so did Maroon. Verhaeghe, Montour, and Kachuk all scored for Florida. Not enough. What a win. Now let's go to, there's 2 more left. Let's go to Boston, Colorado, as the 71 Bruins take on the 2022 Avalanche. Jerry Cheevers versus Darcy Kemper. Could have been Vancouver's Johansson or Nernan. Boston's backup is Eddie Johnston in net. Boston has Bill Esposito, Johnny Busak, Ken Hodge, Bobby Orr, John McKenzie, Derek Sanderson, Ed Westfall, Fred Stanfield, Wayne Carlton, Wayne Cashman, Don Marcotte, Dallas Smith, Ted Green, Don Ory, Rick Smith, Mike Walton, Reggie Leach. Yeah, he was there. Ace Bailey. Not that Ace Bailey from the Leafs. And Bill Spear. The Avalanche have Mikko Rantanen, Nathan McKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog, Kitchener, Nazem Kadri, Kitchener, Cole Makar, Valerie Nikushin, Andre Burakovsky, J.T. Comfer, Devin Tays, Alex Newhook, Nicholas Obey-Kubel, Eric Johnson, Logan O'Connor. I thought he played for Kitchener, I guess not. Darren Helm, Anthony Lekkinen, Sam Girard, Bowen Byram, Josh Manson, Curtis McDermott, Jack Johnson, Kiefer Sherwood, Ryan Murray, Nickel Sturm, Jason Megna. So here we go. early on, and Boston gets a penalty. It's Pi McKenzie. Now you're thinking, how did the 71 Bruins have to be on the road? Well, the 2022 Avalanche are the Stanley Cup winners, and Boston's a third place team because they didn't even get to the final in 71. Colorado, Landeskog? No. Eric Johnson? No. So Boston kills that off. Hit by Boston. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Chance score! First goal by J.T. Comfort from McKinnon. 1-0 pass. 2 minutes later. Score! McKinnon does it himself from Kadri and Helm. The Avalanche had a 2-0 lead. Here they come again. Boston gets agitated. Don Ulrey takes a dumb penalty. And the chance for Manson, no. And Colorado has a 2-0 lead after 1 period on goals by Comfort and McKinnon. Power play chance. O'Connor, no. And the power play is over. But they get the puck back and Landeskog. Kitchener! It's third from Newhook and Helm. It's 3-0 Colorado. Looks good. 5 minutes later, penalty on the Avs. It's McDermott for 2. Can Boston score this time? Espo? No. Hodge? No. Much later. Colorado Rantanen? No. And Boston just can't get anything past Darcy Kempfer. He looks pretty good. And Boston just can't get anything going. Landeskog scored for Colorado. 3-0. 5 minutes, they're playing deep defense. And when Carlton turns it over and McKinnon scores from Comfort, his second of the night. McKinnon, Comfort his second point. And it's 4-0 Colorado. Boston, they get one. Pi McKenzie scores from Orr and Teddy Green. And Boston might be coming back. 2 minutes. Well, penalty in Colorado, Manson. So Boston has a chance to cut that lead again. And they do! Busiek, the Chief, has second from Orr and Espo. And the Bruins have cut it to 4-2 now. 4 minutes later, chance for Colorado, Kadri. No. 2 minutes later. How much of a chance? David Tays. No. Boston just scored! Derek Sanderson from Orrin Cashman. And the Bruins, down 4-0, have made it 4-3. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Boston chance to tie. Espo! Espo had a chance. Espo had a chance, and the comeback falls short. Boston was down 4-0 and almost came back to tie the game. Bobby Orr with 3 assists, but it's not enough. They just ran out of time. And Kempfer beats Cheevers. Colorado goals by Comfort, McKinnon, Landeskog, and McKinnon. Well, McKinnon, that was his second goal of the game. He had an assist on that one. McKenzie, Busiek, and Sanderson all scored Orr with those assists, but it didn't work out. And Colorado escapes by their chinny chin chins. It was almost a 15-minute comeback for Boston. Colorado wins 5-4. So lastly, we have the 06 Red Wings against the 2012 Stanley Cup champion Kings. Detroit ranked low because they were not top 2 in 2006. They were the Stanley Cup favorites, but failed. And Chris Osgood will face Johnny Quick. Jonathan Bernier, the backup for the Kings. Legacy and Howard, the backup for Detroit, but they go with Osgood. The Red Wings have Brendan Shanahan, Henrik Söderberg, Thomas Holmstrom, Pavel Datsyuk, Mikael Samuelsson, Maya Schneider, Jason Williams. Yeah, I think, right? Yeah. Robert Lane, Nick Lidstrom, Steve Yzerman, Johan Franzen, Chris Draper, Kirk Maltby, Mark Mowers, Chris Chelios, Dan Cleary, Brett Lepta, Yuri Fisher, Andres Lila, Jason Woolley, Nick Cronwall, Corey Cross, Don McLean, and Fratelli Filipula. And the Kings have Ante Kopitar, Justin Williams, Dustin Brown, Mike Richards, Kitchener, Drew Doughty. I think he's gloved, wasn't he? Drew Doughty? Slaven Foynov, Simone Gagne, Dustin Penner, Jarrett Stahl, Alec Martinez, Jeff Carter, Willie Mitchell, Dwight King, Kyle Clifford, Brad Richardson, Matt Green, Trevor Lewis, Andrei Luktanov, Colin Frazier, Trent Hunter, Jordan Nolan, Davis Drewski, Rob Scuderi, and Ethan Morrow. So let's see if the Red Wings can beat the Kings in LA. 3 minutes. Red Wings a chance. Schneider. Oh. Trying to stick it to his former team. 4 minutes later. And Detroit will go on the PK. Franson. Will be up for 2. Stahl? No. Another chance. But short-handed a chance. Williams missed, and Jason Williams. Oh, Justin Williams is the guy with those game sevens. It's his brother Jason Williams who scored short-handed from Schneider and Datsuk, and the Red Wings up 1-0. 2 minutes later. Red Wings again score! This time Schneider does score the goal from Shandaplan. And the Red Wings are up 2-0. 4 minutes later. Wings score! The Slovenian superstar Kopitar from Foynov and Penner. It's 2-1 now. 2 minutes later. And the Kings get Richards draws the penalty on Danny Cleary. Can they tie? Yes, there they do. Ooh, Doughty from King and Scuderi makes it 2-2. Well, it's a tie, 2-2 after 1. Williams and Schneider for Detroit quickly, but then Kopitar and Doughty did their jobs. We are tied. 4 minutes later. Can score! Dustin Brown! From Mike Richards, Kitchener. And Brown makes it 3-2 Kings. 3 minutes later. We have a fight. Shanahan and Green are fighting. So big fight. Shanahan is off. So the Kings managed to get a scoring threat off the box for 5 minutes, and Detroit took LA down in defenseman. While they were fighting, Detroit scores! Sederberg! His first of the series from Jason Wooly Bully. And it's 3-3. Kings take a chance. Score! Kitchener! Mike Richards from Williams and Scuderi. It's 4-3 Kings. Then 4 minutes later. Red Wings tie it. Draper. Not Don Draper, Chris Draper. From Sederberg and Maltby. It's 4-4. Man, what a goal fest. What a goal fest indeed. It was 2-2 after 1 and 4-4 after 2. This is the last series. And then, of course, the seeds will be redrawn to see who faces who. And we'll have that action for you coming up later. Kings, Brown and Richards. Sederberg and Draper. 3 minutes later. Shanaplan? No. Then much later. The Kings will go on the PK. It will be Dustin Brown for 2. Can the Red Wings take the lead back? Sederberg? No. Takes a chance. Score! Chelios! The old man's got the rocket. From Shanny and Schneider. And it's 5-4 Red Wings. Big goal. 9 minutes left. And 3 minutes later, Kings deliver hits. What will this result be? Kings, Doughty, And the Kings go on the PK. Jarrett Stahl for 2. Can the Red Wings ice this game? Well, B, no. Empty net opportunity, no shot. Shot not happening. And the Kings try as they might cannot do it. Both teams scored twice in the first and second period, but one goal in the third period. That was Chelios, and the Red Wings survived 5-4. A high-scoring affair. King goals by Kopitar, Dowdy, Brown, and Richards. Detroit goals by Williams, Schneider, Sederberg, Jason Williams, that is, Schneider, Sederberg, Draper, and Chelios. No player scored 2 goals in this game. 5 people make it multiple assists. The Red Wings win 5-4. So that is all there is to it, and we are down to 16 teams, 8 matchups. And here they are. The 1 seed 68 Habs, who are drawn in the 1 seed, take on the second worst team by voting Chicago. So it's the 91 Blackhawks against the 68 Habs. You got the number 3 seed 71 Habs, who won the Stanley Cup on Cinderella run, facing the 06 Red Wings, who should have went to the Stanley Cup finals, but they were knocked out in the first round by the Oilers. They had a 68 Habs won that cup. 91 Blackhawks got knocked out by Minnesota early. The 22 Avalanche, who broke Tampa's run as Stanley Cup champions, they take on the 68 Kings, who should have won the Western, who were the best team in the West, you know, the expansion teams. So LA will play Colorado. The 94 Rangers will host the 65 Leafs. As the 94 Rangers, who won and ended their 50-year cup drought, against the 65 Leafs, who were aiming to win their 4th straight cup. And all that. The 06 Canes face another Edmonton team, the 2022 team. Carolina winning the Stanley Cup over Edmonton, the 06 team, but the 2022 team was supposed to give Canada a chance to win the cup as a team, but nope, it didn't happen. The 71 Hawks take on the 94 Leafs, as the 71 Hawks were runners-up. So 5 of the 11 Stanley Cup champions are still alive. The 71 Hawks, who lost the Stanley Cup final to Montreal, will face the 94 Leafs, who should have been in the Stanley Cup finals and not Vancouver. Meanwhile, the 94 Canucks, the team that did beat the Leafs in the playoffs, they're in as the 13th seed. They will face the 75 Sabres. So the 94 Canucks, who lost Game 7 to New York, will face the 75 Sabres, who got Philly to 6 games but lost. And finally, the 2022 Tampa Bay Lightning will face the 84 New York Islanders. Tampa, the team that was going for a 3-peat but lost the final to Colorado, will take on the Islanders, who were looking for a 5-peat but lost to the Oilers. So logically, that was it. So I do believe that the 68 06 has multiples, 22 has multiples. 94's got all 3 teams. Yeah. All 3 teams from the 94 selection, 2022 has 2. All 3 teams, you know, the Rangers, Canucks, and the 3rd place team Leafs are all still in. So 94 seems to be the best season around. So that's what will happen. There will be big moves. We will be watching for Game 5s and all that next time. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond Adieu.